Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wild Garden. And in this video, I have a bit of a different story and hopefully one that I can help you guys out with if you ever come across this very odd circumstance, which is I'm at my mum's house. I had a bit of an emergency call. Luckily I was passing, but this drain pipe, if you can hear, there's something scrambling about in there. Now, from the chirping around me, there is a very healthy population of house sparrows here, and they do nest in some of the boxes that are up the top there. In fact, there was one just poking its head out there, I think. Yeah, so they do nest in the boxes, and what I think has happened is one of them has dropped down the drain pipe and got stuck at where the diverter is for the water butt. So I just want to show you guys effectively, if you come across this or if you have this happen, you can actually hear. I think, yeah, and you see that lifts up with the diverter actually lifts up, the drain pipe separates. So if you ever have this, sometimes there's a screw in the side depending on who's put it in, but anyway, there's definitely some scrabbling around in there. So I'm going to see if I can open this drain pipe up and see what's inside. Wish me luck. I'm just going to see if I can separate the top from the bottom. Usually there's enough room to slide up the drain pipe just to get these to come apart without them breaking, hopefully. There we go. So once that's apart, you'll find sometimes this down piece may actually drop down. Hopefully it won't. So I'm just going to try and now undo this. This should, with a little bit of luck, slide off the bottom of this pipe. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. This is where I find out it's a mouse. No, it is a bird. Hopefully. It's a house sparrow. Come here. Oh no, it's a starling. Hang on. So, it's a young starling. Now, luckily, it is in one piece, as you can hear. Sadly, there is another one that has died within this main chamber. So I'm going to go and put this in a box just to see if it'll be okay for a while. It does look rather young. I'm not sure if it should have fledged yet. It has got most of its feathers, but yeah, let's go put it in a box and let it calm down for a bit and see how it is. Well, after being in a box inside, nice and calm for a little while, this thing has got a new lease of life, and it's been flying around my mum's bathroom and absolutely raring to go. So I can't see any point in keeping it in the house. I've given it some water. It doesn't seem to be too interested in the mealworms at the moment, but luckily the parents are around still. I think they've only just fledged. Clearly this is obviously a very young bird, and it's only just fledged. So yes, I'm really hoping that it will find the parents. The parents have just been on the fence behind me, so I'm hoping that it will soon find them, and obviously with a few calls they'll come back and continue to feed. So I think it's time we let this bird go. Well, that was absolutely brilliant to witness. Firstly, the starling flew from the top of the water butt into the neighbour's tree. And while I was stood trying to see it in the neighbour's tree, I went out onto the road, onto the pavement to have a look. And on top of the house, just there, you saw it just leave, the parents are still feeding some of the fledglings, which are obviously, they're trying to coax them out of the nest. That's why they're kind of hanging around with food in their mouth. They are about to fledge. So obviously this one just slightly premature, or just ready before the other siblings in the corner of the house. And as I was out on the road, I spotted it in the tree, which I'll put a clip in of now. And then one of the parents came back to this corner of the house with some food in its mouth, then flew onto the neighbouring house roof and was calling to the young bird that was still in this tree. And then they both flew off. The parent flew off and the youngster flew off towards it, and just managed to capture them flying off down the street, and then being joined by 2 or 3 other birds, probably other siblings that have already fledged. So absolutely brilliant to see. So chuffed that I have been able to help this little bird out of this downpipe and back to its family, where obviously both parents are here. I've seen both parents on the roof, so it's really, really good to see. Although the amount of sparrows that are around here, I'm sure they would have probably done a good job of raising it. So and a corvid. So yes, really, really nice to see. And obviously, if you haven't seen already, guys, check out the previous video I've done on a young cuckoo that I rescued 3 years ago from the side of a road, which was an absolutely wonderful opportunity I had to see one of these incredible migratory birds. Very, very rare bird now, red listed, declining massively here in the UK. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one, where obviously I reared that for 2 or 3 weeks back to health, and then got it tagged and released. So a wonderful 3-part series on the channel. Do check that out if you fancy a bit of a positive end to the story. Not that this one hasn't been. I think it's absolutely brilliant to see this bird, of course, released back into the wild from a drain pipe. So as I say that, look, the mealworms that I was going to leave for it are soon being taken by the house sparrows. So I shall leave those. I've got them in a dish. Mealworms, live mealworms. I went to get these earlier on just in case I had to look after this bird overnight. Live mealworms, no bird can resist them. So yeah, I'm going to leave these out for them. No doubt the adults will come down, and the house sparrows will definitely, as they already are doing, exploit this lovely free meal. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a like, and I'll be sure to bring you many more videos on, hopefully not many more of these rescues, but obviously I'll do my bit if I can. And obviously, more importantly, I'll bring you guys videos on all the ways in which you can help wildlife in your own garden. And if you ever hear a scratching sound in your drain pipe, make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.